Deep throat that thing again. I want to know how open your mouth.
Spit on it.
But anyway, I just got all new clothes, so everything I got's pretty good right now.
You good?
Yeah, I'm so good.
Can we start?
Thank you for coming.
We didn't start?
No. God, no.
You're cutting that out?
That might be the whole pod.
All right.
The intro's the outro.
That's it.
We film everything in reverse.
It's a wrap.
Welcome back to another episode of the Roundtable. Today we have a very special guest. He flew in from very, very far away. He is a potential recipient of the 2025. What's the award called again? Massive Sack Award.
Whoa.
In the TAC Awards TBD, we have Eon Zero.
I didn't think I was eligible for
I'm
that.
a little drunk right now. Sorry.
I mean, absolutely. You're beyond eligible. You are, I guarantee if you're watching this podcast outside of just seeing a clip, you know Ian, or he has offered to do something for you, which is also part of the reason of you getting to be here is normally we pick one of you guys from the artist community to come join our free media days once a month. And this month, we didn't even want to have to randomly pick somebody because we couldn't think of anybody more deserving than the jack of all trades, the man that makes unbelievable music in every genre for himself, can produce everything, has one of the nicest studios in Michigan, and is just one of the kindest people that I know. So thank you for being here.
Thanks. I hate compliments. My dick just shed a tear. It's great to be here. I actually love the saying, Jack of all trades, master of none, which is the original. And for my Instagram bio for a long time, it was Jack of all trades, master of many. It was a little arrogant, so I removed it, but it was the shoe fit, so.
Master baiter of many.
Yeah, well, that was one of the things I was a master at, was baiting.
All right, let's jump right into it.
Sure.
You're obviously good at very many things. Were you an artist first or were you an engineer producer first?
Always an artist first.
Yeah?
It's a popular question I've gotten a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what made you want to start noodling around on the computer here?
So growing up, I was a videographer.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
Why didn't you break the ice with me about videography?
We never had our time.
We never.
Every time I'm with you, you're drunk.
But also, you were doing music during the blog era, right?
The first song I ever made was in 2012.
Yeah, so during the blog era.
My first song
But I was
was
so
07.
bad. I was buns. But anyway, so basically I was a videographer my entire life. So like at a very early age, I filmed skateboarding videos.
Wow.
And they're all over YouTube. Which is really how I found him.
This
I found him years ago.
is insane. The fact that we're starting this, and I feel like I've known you, and you're just family, and now I'm figuring out that you have way more in common with these two than you do.
Yeah, Nick was a videographer as well.
Yeah, wedding
Nick?
photographer, Nick D.
Nick D.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is also crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was a videographer, a photographer. I was super deep into it. That's what I went to college for. So I have 2 film degrees.
Me too.
And so I was like filming skate videos in Arizona for like.
I've talked to him 1,000 times. He hasn't brought this up
I
once.
know. I've lived 1,000 lives.
Wow.
So like in 2014, I was filming like the Phoenix skate ams and stuff, and so I was doing all those things. So when I went to college, I've always played music. So like I've been playing instruments my entire life, but you know my dad's in a band. He's been in a band my whole life too. They never really took it anywhere. So I never really believed it was possible to do anything. I've also, despite my stature and love to make fun of myself, I think really low of myself. So I never really thought it was.
You say low of yourself?
Oh yeah.
Good. Keep going.
Scratching the floor. So I never thought it was possible to do anything cool with music. It just didn't seem like a reality. And in 2012, November 12th, maybe to the 20th, somewhere in there, was the first time I decided I want to make a song. And it was because I was listening to this group called Atmosphere from Minnesota. And he was like rhyming about how much of a loser he was. And I was like, I love this. Mm-hmm. And I never heard someone make hip hop music that was so intimate. And I just fell in love with it so much. And I just knew I had to be a part of it. It felt like my calling. So then I started making music, but I was a videographer. I didn't know about recording studios or anything. So I got like a $50 blue snowball mic. Mm-hmm. And I was recording in Premiere my songs
Wow.
because I didn't even know audio software existed.
That's
I was
crazy.
like, I can record a voiceover. And I didn't know what a compressor was, so I cut every single piece of audio through the whole
then
song
turned
and I
the-
made them all the same size.
And you didn't even know how to automate the volume, so you just
No,
cut it. And
yeah, I
then,
cut it all. Yeah, I just had no idea. But it would take me like 8 hours.
Yeah.
So like there was just so much passion for it. I didn't realize there was better ways to do it. But I just was like obsessed about like doing it. I loved it so much that eventually I found like Ableton and like these plugins, and so I'm completely self-taught. But I've never paid for a studio session ever, so it's just kind of it came with making my own.
But so
music.
that very first time when you even knew that much of like you need to be able to balance it by cutting it and manually dragging was because you were doing it for videos of
No, I
making sure
never
that it
did that
wasn't
for
peaking.
video.
So how did you even know
Just
that
like-
I need to?
just trial and error. I was like listening to it, and I'm like,
So it's
I'm like,
literally
it's like
your
it's
ear.
louder,
Yeah.
and then it's
It
quieter.
was your ear.
Yeah.
It wasn't like you knew looking at the screen.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
was basically,
Fascinating.
you know the word.
okay.
Freeballing it.
It's close.
So I want to talk about skill stacking because that's something that you're really good at.
What is skill stacking?
Skill stacking. You're good at many skills. You're a man of many skills. So talk about skill stacking, all the things that you've kind of like acquired knowledge-wise, and how it's kind of like helped you and where it's led you.
Dude, I wouldn't know where to start.
Well, we can start by you knew the video stuff,
Sure.
and then you knew you wanted to make a song, and then you got a $50
so you're talking
mic.
about all my like skill sets.
This
but
just
like how you kept
this just happened from you like wanting to make music and do it yourself.
exactly.
I just
You
always
didn't
been a
you didn't
creative.
say I can't make a song because I don't have a mic, or I can't make a song because I don't know what audio thing to do it on. You just said, and I believe that's how skill stacking happens. Is like
Curiosity.
you find a way to
I see
make
what
it
this
work
is.
with what you have.
Okay, so my entire life I've just been unhinged, and no one's been able to tell me anything about like what I could or couldn't do except for myself regarding music. So I was a really talented magician at one point, and I still do magic to this day.
Actually, you did tell me that.
So I used to do like street magic on YouTube. And I would do tricks for people all the time. And I got super deep into it. And I was deep. And then I was like, okay, I mastered that. And I was just on to the next thing. So then I got really into ventriloquist dolls.
Didn't
This
know
is
that
not
one.
a joke, bro. And I got so good at it. I'd bring it to school. Everyone thought I was a fucking loser. And then I got really good at juggling. So I can like do a bunch of balls and stuff.
Stop. You probably got really good at all these things
Yeah, well, I'm going
because
through
I
the
know
process.
the type of guy you are, and
Yeah.
you just get really good at stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I will just do it until I get good at it. I'll obsess about it.
But then are you one of those also I'm gonna make somebody upload this tonight and clip it, and Nick, I'm gonna send this to you tonight because you better come meet this dude. Are you one of the people though? Because one of I would say 2 or 3 other people I've known in my entire life that are that way, where like you obsess about something, you get good about it.
Yeah.
Once you feel like you're good at it, do you just stop caring?
Well, for the most part. So, like, my parents were always skeptical about buying me things as a kid because they thought it was just going to be another thing I picked up and dropped.
Phase, yeah.
So, like, that's like, my first instrument was drums. So I got really good at drums, took lessons, and I was like, I want another instrument. So I got into guitar. I never left guitar. That's my main instrument. I did it with a lot of other instruments. The first camera they ever bought me, they thought that was going to be, like, something I picked up and put down, too. Cameras was something else that stuck for a really long time, like, all the way through college. And I still love doing camera work, which is why I like shooting content. I hate making it too, so it's a kind of a weird dichotomy. Forgot what we were talking about.
Skill stacking.
No, I mean, yeah. We were talking about we went from magic to
Yeah, so,
ventriloquist to cameras to
Yeah, so one time this kid came over and he had these Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I thought it was cool, and he was really good, and he just whooped my ass over and over. So I would make him play me.
I did
day
not
in-
know that Yu-Gi-Oh cards were something you could be good at.
Yeah, so like he would play me day in and day out. Like we played 30, 40 times a day for like a month straight. I didn't win once. And I just was like obsessed with beating him. And then I beat him, and I took it so far after that that I got like 200th in the world tournament. So I just had to be better, at it. So like I just couldn't stop. So like it's an obsessive thing. It's like not even good to some degree.
Do you feel that way about your music career?
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Wait, I have to butt in here. Aren't you like professional at Mario Kart?
No. I was Smash Bros. Is what you're
Smash
thinking,
Bros.
Yeah. but also, you know, I'm an avid golfer, disc golfer.
No way.
Yeah, and a bunch of hole-in-ones.
Me and
So
Tim do
like,
that.
yeah, I'm kind of picking up what you're putting down here.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like
I hate you.
I can kind of relate in the sense that things like art and musicians and like making music, even making films in a movie, for example. I made my first movie in 2018, and that was the hardest fucking thing I have ever done in my entire life.
Yeah.
And I've never felt like more accomplished from anything. It took me over like a year and a half to make it, like from start to finish. And it's like, I can get why people get obsessive over stuff like that, because it's the high, like craziest mountain to climb, and everyone has their version of that for people who are hyper excessive like you.
Yeah.
So it's not just like playing the drums and like, all right, I mastered the drums. Like being a successful musician is a fucking mountain. It's a mountain. So like you like kind of obsessing over that and wanting to succeed. Like where do you think you are in all that, and how do you feel like in the process?
Also, real quick, before
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
to answer this, because I don't feel like you give yourself flowers enough, I hope you hear when I introduce you to everybody, I always talk about the fact that you're a feature film, like you make movies, because
Yeah.
that I, in 15 years of knowing you, that's still one of the proudest moments I had, was getting to support you on that movie. And I remember when you sent me the link when it was still on like Vimeo or something, it wasn't like out yet, and you wanted feedback, and like me getting to watch an entire movie knowing that you made this
Yeah.
was the coolest fucking thing in the world. So like,
Thanks, man.
yeah, that's
That's
like
incredible.
to make an entire movie. Like people struggle to
sick.
make short form content.
I think it's the
make
hardest.
an entire
I think it's the
movie
hardest
unreal.
thing, art wise. Like as far as time consumption, it's like the hardest thing in my opinion. It's because it's a fucking hour and a half project that you have to do, like organization of like, well, raising the money, then organization of putting it together, the scheduling, the hiring, the filming, the audio. Like there's just so many components. There's music components. Like there's so many components.
And
like,
you weren't an AD on other movies for 10 years watching how
No.
it was done. You were out fucking getting blackout drunk.
I've seen
on
a lot
tour.
of American Pie movies, just about all of them. So I kind of
good.
knew what I was doing.
What's
But
your
But so wait, I do want to hear. Oh, very obvious. But like, where do you? Yeah, I am curious in terms of like
It's a gift
your
and a
artistry.
curse. The biggest problem that I experience is I am constantly moving the goalpost. So I keep telling myself, oh, I'll feel really good when this happens, or I'll feel really good when this happens. And by the time I get there, I've already mentally moved the goalpost. I thought I was going to feel really great at 100,000 monthly listeners. 2, 3, 4, 5. It just, I still feel exactly the same way. I feel that if I learn this instrument better, if I can play this guitar solo, if I can make this song that makes me feel this way, it'll be enough, and it's never enough. And so like, how do I feel about it within myself it's a weird question, because it's an eternal chase. I'm practically sober. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I used to be a drug addict, which is, crazy, because now I just use music, but I'm getting high off making great content or music, but it doesn't last long. So I have to make another song. And I think there's a big difference between people who make music because they want to and people who make music because they have to. And it's a coping method, so I don't know.
It can be, but also in terms of like your skill set and like him asking about like which ones you feel like a master of. Like there's this side of like your current music, and a lot of what you're doing is not in the NF type rap, or like that also is your bag, that I feel like you gotta feel confident in, even if you're not feeling like you're the master of any of them. The same with like production versus mixing versus anything else. Like it's sometimes people can feel like I'm an efficient mixer. I can give you
Right.
a better mix in 5 minutes, but I'm not a master. Like in terms of all the skill set that you have, because for me, as somebody that has none in the music industry, in terms
Sure.
of what you can offer, you offer to everybody everything. But do you feel like there are certain aspects that you feel more confident in saying, like, I know
Everything.
I can do a good mix for you for this?
I really feel that about everything.
So you feel confident, but yet low in terms of
That's like
what you think of
I have
yourself.
like I said, it's a weird relationship that I have with myself regarding those things. That I don't. It's how I express it inwardly, but how I express it outwardly is just extremely confident. Like if you ask me if I can do a better mix than, some Billboard Grammy guy, I'm gonna say absolutely. Watch, hold my water. If you ask me if I can outproduce this person, I'm gonna say yes. If you ask me if I can do a better magic trick, I'm gonna say like I just have this ridiculous self-belief that I can do anything. And if I also think it's like directly correlated to my coping system of how I just exist in life, I guess. But I don't know how to answer that question, to be honest.
I don't think there is an answer. The only thing before, because he's really great at leading these conversations, I didn't want to interrupt earlier. When you said like what you thought about yourself, low scraping the floor.
Yeah, for sure.
You said thank God or like something in agreement. I'm curious.
I was just kidding.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Yeah.
if like there's an element
He's
of
like, I love
humility
myself.
of like you're like good. I don't ever get that confidence or ego.
No, I mean, if I'm gonna like really get introspective about it, like I can kind of relate in the sense that like I'm someone who never feels like they're doing enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like the type of
yeah, but
I
that's
feel that way
because
too.
you never are. No.
That's crazy. That's insane.
John
but you
does
think of like
everything.
what pushes people, like the people who like do a lot or succeed at a
Yeah.
lot or like go after a lot of things, like what motivates them, why are they that way? And I think for me anyways, like the more I've thought about it, it's like I never feel like I'm doing enough because the positions that we're in, we all work for ourselves and like we only get back what we put in. And there's really no ceiling, which is fascinating about it. It's not just showing up to work, like checking in, do my 8 hours a day, go home, get the paycheck. It's like literally you get back what you put in.
For
as
sure.
a musician or an entrepreneur or anything. So I will always feel I'm never doing enough because I could always technically be doing more, and the ceiling is endless. It's endless.
Yeah, and not to be like sad about it, but like I'm trying to convince myself I'm worthy of being loved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I had a really bad time as a child, just like a really tough time, and I was probably the least popular person in my school in middle school, and I had a bad time. The kids beat me up, spit on me, and I just didn't think I was worth anything. I assumed that people's behavior was a reflection of what I was, and it's something I still carry with me. So
Is that why you switched from magic to music?
no.
I'm sorry, that's my coping mechanism is
No, I
fucking
don't even
jokes
think
because I don't know how to
You're
feel
gonna have to try
feelings.
harder than that.
No, that's without getting too introspective on the love part though. I have seen from you the way that you love other people and like not expecting perfection from anybody else. But like you really, if you believe in somebody, you're going to be there no matter what. And if I don't pick up your call or I said I was going to call you in an hour and I don't call you in an hour, you're not being like, well, Tim's a terrible person. I'm not going to be friends with him.
No.
And to me, the first part of self-love is treating yourself the same way you treat other people.
And I think I do for the most part. It's something we all struggle with. Like no one here is like eating as well as they should be, working out as much as they should be, except for John.
Come on.
See these muscles?
Slow down.
Come on. Now I took off the hoodie for this.
I mean, I don't drink enough water. I mean, but in terms of like emotionally, I mean, it's not like I treat myself poorly, like to a huge degree, but I try to treat other people the way I want to be treated. And it doesn't seem complex for me. I mean, when I talked to Gary Vee, is something that we like had a huge agreement on was that like it's not that hard to be nice to people, like it's really not. And so like I have a very low tolerance for people being shitty, because it's like I had to try really hard to be unkind to someone.
Yeah.
Like you had to push me pretty far.
And the amount of energy it takes to like
to
hate on someone, it's such an energy drain.
for sure.
Yeah.
And then that's why I attach myself to people like Jake, and
Shout out Jake Luke.
Yeah, he's just a great guy. It's
Also, I'm going to give an extra shout out because I've said it twice in the last 2 months that in my entire life, 16 years in the music industry, I've had 3 artists ever gift me something he gifted the sound panels that were put into my office, and he did it during media day, and like not just the value of what they're worth, but also the fact that he made them fucking unreal. So that's time and value.
Yeah, Jay.
And then also shout out
Yeah.
Johnny Sai, who did the same thing with his skill set, which was UI UX, built an entire design system that was like over 200 hours of development work over the last 4 months. And he just gifted it because he knew I wouldn't take a monetary or physical gift. So like, shout out you, but that's also you surrounding yourself with good people, which is why the headquarters feels like what it is.
Yeah, it's just I get like really close with people that I feel have like a really good heart, and that's why I feel connected to all of you guys too. You know,
But
it's just obvious.
I also think that from me trying to help you, and you talk about moving the goalposts for yourself. To me, it seems like, at least for this chapter of your life, a lot of the goalposts are based around the people and the relationships. Are like, I would like to work with this person, or I would like this thing, because not because it's going to get me 1 million monthly listeners, but because I don't know if it's the fact that you feel like you could learn from them, or the fact that you want to be equals when realistically you already are. I'm not sure what it is, but you're not. I've never had you be like, I need to get 1 million followers. I need to get 10 million monthly listeners. But you have asked for at times like intros to people, which to me, yeah, obviously that's the easiest thing for me to do. But it also is why I love you so much, because that there's a deep respect that comes from that, of like valuing the relationships, not wanting to overstep, but also believing, I think if we connected, there would be something there.
Yeah, and you know, it would be like dishonest to say that I don't care about like numbers and stuff too, because I do. But I think what you're saying is true. I do appreciate the relationship more than that, and I think that is probably rare in the artist space.
Yeah. I agree.
Unfortunately, it is.
Unfortunately, yeah. I want to kind of steer the direction in the sense where I think you two have in common of you're both artists, but you also do other stuff.
Yeah.
And just
Sometimes.
like when it comes to like identity, I feel like a lot of times when people want to be an artist, they feel like they got to go all in on the artist thing. They're like, if I'm going to be an artist, I'm going to have to go all in if I'm going to ever succeed being an artist.
Yeah.
But you guys are terrific and have so many different skill sets, and you succeed and you get paid for doing other things. So like, this is a question for both of you. Like, how do you deal with like the identity of doing two different things, whether they're somewhat relatable or not?
I struggle with that a lot. Just like the fact that like my artist name is Jay Griff. Everyone calls me Jay Griff.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like people only want to talk to Jay Griff because of whatever accolade or
Wanna
who
talk
I'm
to
with
Jordan.
or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, does anyone care about Jordan? And
I do.
I know you guys do, and that's great, but like, I almost put someone on blast. I can't do that. Sorry. I have to think about my
Damn.
words.
Let's
He's
just, for
like,
the sake of
Eon.
argument, just call him Eon, whoever it is.
Yeah.
No.
What if it
I
is
can't
me?
do that. But yeah, I used to struggle with it a lot more. I feel like I finally found my people, and at home it's like I have my friends, I have my family, but I also feel like a black sheep because I'm like the weird one for like pursuing whatever you would call this.
Yeah.
But when I'm in Nashville, all my friends are pursuing this weird life with me. So it's like I feel very accepted, and I
Totally
feel
agree.
like I'm where I'm supposed to be.
I actually relate to that a lot.
I fucking got chills from that.
Yeah, and not to like diss my parents at all, but like my mom or my stepmom and my dad for the last 2 weeks have been telling me how ugly I look when I sing. And I know it's not like, they're not trying to be dicks, but it's like, fuck off.
As Will Smith once said, parents just don't understand.
They just don't. I don't know, like, but I guess
It's a good song.
The multiple skill sets thing, it is interesting. I've had to rebrand separate things that I do because I don't want them to be associated with the Eon Zero stuff in terms of production and stuff too, you know, so I get that. I also get, you know, it's weird actually. In Michigan, everyone calls me Zero, and here everyone calls me Eon, which is funny how that worked. But
Well,
I
either one or
also
the
question
other.
sometimes, like, who wants to talk to Ian? but I also don't question that out of people like you guys. You know, like I've never felt that way. But in terms of identity,
Well, because like you run a studio,
yeah,
and you're like an amazing engineer, producer, but you're also an artist.
sure.
So like, what do you identify with? Do you identify as both, and do you feel like it's hard to identify as multiple things when you're trying to be an artist?
I'm non-skill binary. It's
There's the new Instagram bio.
touchy?
There's the new Instagram bio. Shit.
am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Non-skill binary.
Yeah. Whatever skill I'm doing, that's what I'm at. That's where I'm at in the moment.
Yeah.
But no, so it's actually funny because I mean, I identify just being an artist. I really don't identify with being an engineer or producer at all. It's just something that I do. So it's funny because I have rappers come to the studio and they rap about being the best. Like, no one in my city can out-rap me. And I'm always like, I can. And I tell them. And I'm not trying to be mean. I just like, I have that kind of relationship with my clients. But it's interesting because I definitely just only identify with being an artist.
Yeah.
I don't identify with being a producer. I love talking producer stuff and engineering stuff, but I don't think I identify with that at all.
I think that's interesting because I don't think I identify as anything. I feel like I kind of drop the labels. People ask what I do, and I'm
Non-skill
like,
binary.
I kind of just like make stuff. I'm all over the place. I don't really know what I do.
Yeah.
And people are like, "What do you mean you don't know what you do?" I'm like, "Well, I know what I do, but like, it's a whole roadmap, and I don't
think
want to
about it.
explain it."
Yeah,
I mean-
just don't think about it at all.
To me, you're both artists because all of the talents that you guys list are not things that are just like you can just meet people and have it. Like, to me, even production, like that's an artistry. Production
Yeah.
is an artistry. Graphic design, that is an artistry. Like a lot. That's why I love calling you like a creative director, like for Grouped, is because like I don't know how to describe what you do for Grouped or the artist community, but I do know that if I need anything creative done, I got a guy. I do
think
know
it's-
if I need anything with music done, I
Yeah.
got a guy. And I don't know what stage of the song or what stage the artist is, but like they're all artists.
Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
If you didn't do graphic design, would you be here right now?
No.
If you didn't produce or engineer, would you be here right now?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
That's the end of the podcast. Never mind.
Sorry. No, I mean, I understand your point.
yes,
I mean, it's a huge part of who I am.
That's fair
you
to
know?
say. No, that's fair. What I'm saying is like I got given advice like 10 years ago.
Sure.
And I was like kind of just out of college, 4 or 5 years out of college. And I was pursuing music, pursuing videography. I was doing like 3, 4, 5 different things, skill stacking. And I was talking to this older gentleman, and he was very successful. And I was like telling him, he's like, "What do you got going on?" I'm like, "Sam, I'm doing this. I'm going on this tour. I'm shooting these videos. I'm like producing for these people." And he's like, "Dude, you just need to fucking pick one thing. Just pick one thing." And that's such like an old way of thinking.
I've been told that my whole life. I mean, my dad always said, don't put all your eggs in one basket and stuff, too. It's like, I think that is an old way of thinking. That's why those phrases exist.
No, but it's like it's almost like you put your eggs in lots of baskets. Like is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, 'cause
Me too.
The way I'm thinking
I
is
have
like
hella eggs.
if I just wanted to be a producer and I
Pause.
only put like my 10,000 hours into producing, I'd be an incredible producer right now.
Yeah.
If that's all I did from when I started music until right now, I'd have 15 years of only producing, and I'm sure I'd be incredible. But if I decided to do 5 things and I was like had a fifth of the amount of hours in those 5 different things, but then I can find like a position that where all of those things are necessary and I'm completely irreplaceable. I
Yeah.
think that's more valuable than being really good at one thing, in my opinion.
I agree. And I think that there's, opportunities for both. But I think often that how nice would it be if I didn't have to worry about my mix and my beat and I could just show up and sing.
Yeah,
Or I could
it
show up and rap.
Would be nice.
But I'm also, at times, I also feel the opposite way. I'm like, I'm better than these guys. And not necessarily like in skill or I make better art than them. Like, I really don't think about things like that. But like, I'm like, how much do they have to offer? I feel like they're not.
You have the passion for it. No one's going to be as passionate about your project as you.
I do agree with that.
And there's a lot of people in the industry that good enough, if it's not their name behind it, especially when it comes to producing and mixing
That
and
is
stuff.
true.
It's like
People are weird about
it's
that
not
shit.
it's not their artist name.
They
It's
are.
not their artist name on Spotify. You might be able to see the credit, but to them, this is just a paycheck. This is just what I do.
Yeah.
And like there isn't that like identity of like, yeah, but this is me. And that's just a different level of ownership, and why being an artist is one of a million reasons why it's the fucking worst job in the world. And I don't recommend anyone to do it. If you want money, go anywhere else,
Literally
or be
anywhere
on the
else.
business side of the music industry.
Yeah, I'm fucking broke.
Do you know how hard it is to make a living in the music industry and being an honest person?
It's hard.
A loving, honest person.
I
Very
love
difficult.
being honest with people.
It's crazy.
Say one honest thing to all three of us.
John, you have fantastic hair. Sometimes I'm envious of how muscly you are, man.
I said one. You don't get to do two.
No, we're doing 3. And you're a really cool guy, and I admire to be like you. Tim, you're existentially kind. You're just like Rick Rubin. I've said it before. There's something so magical about the way you speak and you interact with people. And let's see.
You were going to point at the watch, but
I was gonna.
the watch hasn't said the right time since 2016. This is 9
that's-
years, and it's been stuck on the same time. It's just
That's
the only
exactly-
all-black watch.
You're like my friend Hayden, and you'll wear a dead watch for 9 years, and it takes fucking class to do that. It does. Jay Griff, you're a special guy, dude. You're so special. Jay, what I love the most about Jay Griff is that, like myself, I feel like you've been an underdog, and watching you succeed is one of my greatest joys. And week in, week out. Thanks, buddy. And I love your fashion. I love your talents. And when it comes to graphic design, you have a vision for things that I wish you could see in yourself, that you can put on the world. That I think is just so underrepresented in the way you feel about yourself.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
That's fucking beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
He sent me a very nice text message the other day.
I did?
Screenshotted that.
I don't remember that. He's lying.
I'll
Frame
show him after this.
All right, I want to wrap up with this.
Okay.
What frustrates you most with being an artist?
Oh, God.
The whole process. What's the most frustrating?
Honestly, the most frustrating thing out of everything that I do is making content that gets no plays.
Yeah.
Like making a video that I know is good, posting it, and it like gets like 40 likes.
But would you say that's a deeper thing of just getting your music heard in general?
Yes and no. I think it's contextually weird because it's a very good place to be at, where you can I can show like 20 strangers on the street like a song, and they all go, "Wow, this is amazing."
Yeah.
The
And
worst thing I
and
hear
it
is
by the
that's
way.
not for me, which is like it's like that is a great place to be at.
Yeah.
But when you get to that place, and then the only thing you have to do is get people to listen to it, it's extremely frustrating. So I'd say, yeah, just getting people to listen for sure. But that specifically usually relies on content,
Yeah.
which is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, because from an execution standpoint, like, you're the best. You can execute. And I can imagine the frustration of being like the best at execution.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to marketing and getting it out there and getting people to listen, and it's like, it's hard, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, and again, I'm not consistent enough. There's reasons why it's not there yet.
You have been, though. You've been doing a lot in content. Like, you've been posting
I
a lot
have,
of stuff.
but I need to be doing that for 2 years before I complain. So I
Yeah.
really want to sit here and tell everyone that's watching this, you don't get to post every day for a month and be mad about it. You don't. We're willing to go to school for 4 years for college to get a degree just to get the entry-level job. We have to feel the same way about content if you want to be an artist.
Love that.
There's really no excuse for it, so I need to humble myself here, and also just what I've done for the last 2 months is great. I need to do it for another 3 years, and then I could be pissed if it doesn't work, but I know it will. So I just need to take my own medicine there.
It's going to be his next thing on the list that he's mastered.
Yeah.
The social content. I love it. I also, I do want to say, out of his idea of your execution is there. We have thousands of artists now in the artist community. There's zero doubt that if I was a betting man, I would not be surprised if you were nominated for a Grammy for the next Grammys. And right now, you're probably not working on a single thing because somehow you execute, you find the right people, and you can do it. I have my own guess on why the social content for you feels that way right now, which is part of it, out of skill stacking and doing what you do, is knowing how valuable your time is. And so for all of the time any time, whether it's 2 minutes or 2 hours that you spend in a day, if it's on social content and you're not getting results, that feels like a loss of time.
It doesn't.
Versus
It really
if
doesn't.
It does not.
No, not anymore. I'm so hungry, dude. I could eat this whole room.
Let's go to Dicey's,
The way
bro.
you just looked at me, I'm a tiny bit scared and turned
I'm
on.
getting freaky, dude.
And I believe that.
I'm ready
So
to tear your pants off. No, I'm so hungry, dude. Like I'm not gonna stop until I'm huge. You know what I mean? And not huge as in like I'm a number one artist, but until
Obese.
Yeah, I'm
Sorry, I
fucking
had to.
fat. Yeah. No, I want to change lives. I want to change as many lives as I physically can, and I won't be satisfied until I do.
I think we talk about some in the artist community, but if that is the focus for you, I think the really fun part of figuring out social media is, as you said, the first part is be consistent for 2 years. That's
Yeah.
the very first part.
Yeah.
Be consistent. Just prove the fact that you can show up and do it when you're not getting views. But the second part is prove the fact that you can do that and have fun doing it. Don't
I have so much fun doing it.
Literally not doing it with I need people to listen to my song or I need this to do well on the algorithm. Doing it because like this is funny as fuck and I would watch this. This is entertaining as fuck and I would watch
The worst part is like my videos that do the best is like when I was getting shot by a paintball gun trying to freestyle or getting hit in the nuts. Like people love that shit.
If you need anyone for that.
Dude, I'm always down. I love doing that. I mean, I grew up on Jackass. It's just really just feels special.
That's how I got into videography.
Me too.
You know, in the beginning of Jackass with like the warning screen that said
Yeah.
don't do this at home?
CKY, did you watch
We
that
did
back
that,
in the
yeah.
day? Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
CKY was
iconic.
sick.
It was the best.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll leave with this too. You know, it's not 2020 anymore. And, you know, Nick is in a great position because what he's built, he can just go outside and just put a camera on him and it's going to get plays. And unfortunately, I could get the most beautiful location and sing a beautiful song, and that doesn't guarantee plays for me.
Yeah.
I have to earn that, and we have to earn it in a different way than in 2020. And the biggest and best thing I think we can do for ourselves as artists is stop pointing at fingers at other people and just make something for ourselves and stop, like, get out of our own way. Because it's just like, it does suck that I missed the TikTok wave. If I was going this hard in 2020, I would already have that thing. You know what I mean? But it's not. Get with the program. Do you guys want to be a star? Do you want to be in music or not? And I just to add a little bit more, and I'm sorry, if you want to get signed, right, the first thing the label's going to tell you to do is go make content every day. And then they're going to take 50% of what you make. So if you have to do it either way, you might as well just fucking do it for yourself.
Agreed.
Just do it.
I mean, the amount of labels that would literally pull up Nick's page after they sign somebody and be like, do what this guy does. But to lightly play devil's advocate before we sign off, though,
God.
that difference of 2020 with the Nick example, I believe the Nick example still works today. Like Nick, the last podcast he was on, The Manager's Playbook, also check that out. Amazing podcast.
Mm-hmm.
He even said to every artist, do not stand in the street with a microphone.
Yeah.
But the only reason that worked in 2020 for him, and the only reason it could work for somebody now, is that he had the Freddie show that had 2 million followers,
Yeah.
where he's known as the funny guy.
Exactly.
Because now when I see the funny guy stand in the street with a microphone, he already created the hook. He didn't have to do the
He is the
3-second hook at the beginning, because I see this guy on my For You page being funny, and now it's the funny guy makes music, and now people try to put
His
the
face is the
Snapchat
brand.
filter over it. The funny guy makes music, or like they try to tell the story in 2 seconds that
Doesn't
took
work that way.
years of him and his best friend showing up every day to build a funny brand, so that way the music could work. So like that same thing works now, but what doesn't work is just continuing to just lead with the music and show up with just the music for 2 years, because we don't live in a climate where people are taking a shit to discover the next big artist.
Yeah, I mean, TikTok used to push artist content more.
That's how I found out about One Direction, by the way.
Taking a shit?
Taking a shit, yeah. Instagram was just invented. I was on the Discover page. I'm like, who are these One Directioners? What the fuck does that mean?
Why am I touching myself?
How many wipes?
It wasn't just
They
a
were
shit.
very young then, Tim.
Sorry, what were we talking about?
I'm
Thank
so
you.
in
Okay,
touch
I
with
did
the
not know
kids,
that.
I need
Thank
my own
you.
island. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, let's put a ribbon on this.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Put a condom on the tip.
Thanks for coming, man. I appreciate it. You
I
just
love you
you
guys,
just
man.
got here right from the airport.
Straight from
It's
the air.
raining raccoons outside, like you said. He said,
I
Is
did
that
say
is that an expression?
No, he
to this
texted
autistic
me-
genius, it is.
He texted me, it was raining cats and dogs. I said it's raining raccoons. And the problem is Jake Luke always calls me Mark Norman because I have no filter, and it's I have to be careful being on a podcast because I'll just spurt shit out.
You're on the spectrum. You're in a safe place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
It's bad. But anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for the opportunity.
No,
Amazing.
seriously, you are absolute legend. Anybody that's stuck around this long in the podcast, it's not for us three idiots. It's because everybody knows how valuable you are.
You guys
and
ready to kiss?
Ian, we fucking love you.
Let's kiss after this.
I love you, man.
Let's kiss, boy.
Good stuff.
I'm gonna kiss you so hard.
I'm hard.